Well, hello everybody.
Hello, I'm here too.
Yeah, Heather's with me today.
It's my birthday. This is what I wanted to do for my birthdays.
Make a video for you guys.
It's a special video though.
It is. It most certainly is. Heather and I are out today and we have a very special journey for you guys today. We are going on the Wayback Machine today.
Yeah.
We're taking a trip back in time and we're taking you guys with us. We are on, it's called Brushy Creek, just outside Pikeville, Kentucky. Little mountain, little mountain valley community.
I actually don't even know what the name of this city is. I've been trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
It doesn't say online.
Brushy Road.
It just says Pike County, Brushy Road.
That's
Big
exactly
branch.
right. That's exactly right. Now, we have a very unique story for you guys today and a very unique location. Not just this old house. There's an old cemetery out behind here that you guys will find extremely, well, I guess we'll just let Heather, she's going to explain a little bit about where we are and what we're doing.
Thank you, Leo.
Yeah.
Okay. First, I'm going to say that we are here really in the nick of time because as you can see by the condition of this house, I mean, this thing's not going to stand much longer. And the cemetery has never, it's been documented, I think, a little bit. Like there's a couple headstone pictures, but it's not been, there's no videos done on it, basically. We're the first ones. And this was not easy to find. There was no address that just brings you here. Basically, we found a picture that said John McCoy's cabin, no location, Pike County. And it took us quite a while to figure this one out, but we were going to do this a few months ago and something came up and I figured, hey, it's my birthday. What do I want to do? I love doing stories, but I'm usually stuck editing, but I really wanted to take an opportunity to come out and actually do some stories. So this is one of the ones I picked because I feel like we're running out of time weather-wise. Yeah. But this is the old home place of John McCoy and his wife, Margaret Jackson McCoy. Now, John McCoy, so he's basically Randolph McCoy's uncle. John McCoy was born April 24th, 1788. And a lot of people confuse Randolph McCoy's mother, Margaret Taylor, Peggy Margaret Taylor, for this Margaret. And they're completely different. So you need to be careful when you do ancestry of, what bloodline you're following and make sure it's correct. Because this Margaret and Randolph McCoy's mother are completely different humans. What is interesting about them is that John and Margaret actually lived together in this cabin. I don't know when they moved here, but it was, early 1800s. And they both said that they wanted to die on the same day. Well, at some point, the neighbor right here told us right over here that Leo was talking to, she's related to them. She told us that they actually died in this room right here. And he died that morning, and his wife helped make preparations, and then she died that night. So they did end up both dying the same day. Of course, we don't have death certificates, so we don't know exactly why, but that's what happened. But basically, we're here to just preserve the history before it's gone.
Before it's gone.
And to see who's back in this graveyard. This cemetery, I should say. Graveyards are hooked to churches.
Yeah.
But it's a habit to say, but some people are more than willing to point that out. Graveyards are church or cemeteries that are near churches.
Yes. Now, I tell y'all something. What it took to find this, I always, well, not always, but sometimes mention, what is involved. This right here, Brushy Creek is, I don't know exactly how many miles, but it's long. But the Google Earth truck has been down through here, the camera truck. And what I did is I got on Google Earth and started at the very beginning of this holler. And you know how on Google Earth you click it and it'll jump like 50 feet, 50 yards, whatever it is. I walked this entire road from start to finish until I found this old cabin in the Google Earth images and lined it up with the old pictures that we had. Oh my God, Heather, I found it. That's the old well, and we've got to go out back. There's a bridge goes across. This place is stunningly beautiful, and just look at that. You can see where years later electrical service was added many years later. And just look at the size. Look at those logs. Check that out. Got the mud in between them. Old school clay. Look at that. Initials, Heather. There's initials carved in this. Wow. Look at MR. Wow. Now let's see if we can look in and see anything inside at all. Now, I don't want to touch this puppy because this place is old. All right, the door's open on the other side, so that's great. We can look in there. Check out that back porch. Look at squirrels running through the rafters. That is cool.
Smells good back here.
Yes, it does. Listen to that. You can hear him in there. Hear that squirrel?
Is it a squirrel?
Yeah. Wow. Check this out. The old logs, how it's all, everything is all jacked up and sitting up on logs. And it had an angled porch. But where we're going in a minute, the graveyard is out this way and back this way. Now, I'm just guessing. This is based on, satellite images and that sort of thing, tracking everything down. But I think I know where we're going back here. I believe.
I think it's just down the path.
Hopefully. Look at that old desk. Of course, that's probably not,
There's a lot of bees. Wasps.
Yeah. I bet there's a million waspers in there. Here we go. Now, guys, I can't see this, but I'm gonna hold the camera up so at least somebody can. Y'all can see it. Better?
Yeah.
Ceiling. That's some wild looking wallpaper, isn't it?
Well, how much you put in?
Yeah, we'll get around here. A tree. It's a tree sitting on a rock with a couple 2x4s. All this old rough lumber. Look at that. Been there many years. And of course right here is the room that they actually passed away in. I don't know if y'all can see in there or not, but I'll try. There, I hope y'all can see that. I held it up through the broken window. Wow. Some real history right there. Now, the church, they held church services here as well. And they had, you know, more or less like what we would call a pavilion, sort of, out here.
That was after John died.
Right, yeah, and they would have the church services down here. And okay, now we're going to take a walk back out through here and see if we can't track down this old cemetery. Beautiful piece of property, ain't it?
Yeah.
Very, very pretty. These squirrels just zipping all over the place. Big old cornfield. How'd you like to have this little piece of property? This is really nice. Got a little footbridge to go across here. I wasn't sure if you could get the Mustang down this road. I had a feeling the answer was no, and it looks as though I was right. Now I'm thinking the graveyard should be right over there somewhere. Wow, look at this. How awesome is that? Check this out, Heather. The thing is incredibly solid. I'd run my ATV across that.
This is scary.
Now the lady back there, I think she said her name was Janet, if I'm not mistaken. She said that it was right back here. So we'll see if we can find it. This is where I thought it was based on satellite image, but I don't see any headstones yet. Just go ahead. I know you want to go climb the mountain. I'll go up. See if I can find it up here on the point or over in the valley. I saw something on satellite image over here, but it could have been a gas well. hoping that I can see from here, because I know this one has a gas well at the end of it. Warm day to be doing it too. Okay, there's the fence I saw, and here's the gas well up here. Now, question is it up here or down here? Now, I see a fence right there, and I was thinking the graveyard's right back there, or on that point. One way to find out. Go back up here on the point and take a look. And if it ain't out here on this point, then it just about has to be back up in here. But I can see the old wooden fence right there. Alright. And check the point. I'm not sure. That looks like a path to me. Aha. I think I see a gate. Let's see, where's the best way to come in? Alright, here's it, isn't it? There ain't no best way to come in. Come in the way the deer come in. Straight up the hill. Mountain goat gear engaged. As long as that tree don't break. That's a tough one. Found it. Found it! Whew. Got it. That's a tough one. Goes back through there too. John Buttermilk McCoy, son of. I better quit. That's that's the people we came to find. I'll set the camera down for a second and wait for Heather to catch up. I figured I'll go ahead and start. Heather's still, I see her right down there. She got to come up. It's pretty steep right here. You can either come up the steep section or the muddy section where I did. The trail actually goes out that way, but it's completely washed out. There's nothing left of the trail. It's, you know, collapsed. So you've either got to climb up where the mud is or climb up the steep hillside right there. It's probably what I'll have her do. Come in at an angle right here through the little brush, be a little bit easier, not quite as steep. But I figure since she's coming on up, I'll go ahead and get some of the video. Check that out. Look at that. Can y'all see that? That is wild looking, isn't it? See the old posts right here? Wow. I see her down there through the trees. This is cool. Straight on up, and then probably about right in here where the road forks is. Probably about the easiest way. I'll show you when you get up there. Okay, okay. Well, you sit tight then, hang out in the shade, and I'll get this part. There's one there. There's the ones we actually came to find right there. That's the ones we're looking for, really. But since we are here, Can't make anything out on that one. A lot of these are just field stones, which is very common in it. But there's on this side as well. All these are laid down. Madison. Madison W. Oh, son of G. M. J. M. N. Jackson. Okay. This is Naomi. Looks like Noah. No, A-D-A-H. Died. Can't make out much on those. That one's just a big field stone cut. Another mayapple growing through here. I love to see that stuff. It means spring's coming. I mean, spring's here, actually. Okay, now that MW, that goes to that Madison. That's the footstone to it. Can't make out anything on that one. Well, the ones right back there is the ones where we came all this way to see. We found them, guys. We found them. Look at that one. You can tell a few letters here and there. It's not even smoothed out, really. But just carve a few letters in the best you can. There's one. Upside down, or laying down, I mean. Let's see, any out that way? Now that presumably is a footstone to that one. So there would be one right here and one here. This says MM 1909. McCoy, no doubt. There's one. Here's one. Nothing on it. Let me double check the other side. Nope. We'll get to those right here in a second. I see a 19. Looks like I see a 2. Could be wrong though. There's the ones we came to find. That's John. Yep. Right there. Get rid of these glasses and... Okay, right here. We have John and Margaret right here. Margaret McCoy, 1788 to 1872, and John McCoy, 1788 to 1872. And you can see there's all kinds of stuff, you know, carved into the stone down there. Presumably that's Margaret's there, has fallen over. I wonder if that might be, I think that might be one we've been looking for a while. I'll get right back to that. Okay. In memory of John McCoy, there is way too much. Full faith, Christ. There's a lot of stuff written on that stone. And hers is the same way. Now look at all this carved into that. Look at that. Now this one over here, this is John Buttermilk McCoy, 1826 to 1915, the son of John and Margaret McCoy. Children George, William, Trigg, Asa, Harrison, Elizabeth, John, Elliot, Thomas Buttermilk. Wife Nancy Wade McCoy. Now you can see the old one, the original one, directly behind it. Now, who do we have over here is the question. That is cool. I actually found them. Came all this way out here in memory of Nancy McCoy. Wait a minute. Was born ED March 1827 and died October 1884. Wow, that is an old grave, isn't it? 1827 right there. Died in 1884. Nancy McCoy. Huh. Okay, now there's some more here that have fallen over. Okay, there's fieldstone. Nothing written. That's probably a baby, a child, where it's so short. But we'll come right back to those. Now there's two of them here, one on top of another. Gotta be careful about doing that too. You can do that and a big copperhead laying underneath there or something. Very gently. Okay, this is Basil McCoy, born February 3rd, 1894, died October 30th, 1905. Kind of looks like a military, but it's not. couple shaped field stones. You know, you can see where they're carved. They're field stones, but they've been carved out. And the same here. There. There. Okay. What does this have? Initials or anything? I see BM. That's probably Basil. Alright. Presumably that's Basil, just in the wrong spot. His headstone's there, Basil's here. There are two more right beside of him. Wow, look at this place. You know, you get into these places and just, you know, you kind of get so tied up into what you're doing, but, you know, every now and then you stop, just take a look around you and just go, wow. Girl, what a hole. I bet you something lives in there. Fieldstone's been scratched a little bit. I can see an A. Looks like a B there. Could be an 8. Another one laying down there. That's the short one. And that one. Well, don't look like anything living in it right now. There'd be a trail. But wow, that is awesome. To actually come out here and find this after all this time, after all this effort, and they've been right here all along waiting on me, well, waiting on us. And this, like Heather said, this is a little piece of history, obviously, that is not long for this world. You saw the cabin, and you know, you can see the place, you know, the road's gone, and you know how these old mountaintop cemeteries are. But at least they've got for the next 100 years or so. You know how headstones aren't really forever. Look at that one. The hornets on that thing. Well, not hornets, the beets. Look at that. Hornets make a big round one. But there they are. After all this time, just waiting on us right there. Amazing. Amazing people. You know, to have said, you know, that they hoped that they would leave this world together, you know, and then do it, you know, on the same day. They both passed away on the same day. And in that little room that we just showed you too. Amazing. You just come out here and find this stuff and these people and tell these old tales, and amazing. That's all I got. Let's get back down here and go find Heather. I like that sign. That just looks really cool, doesn't it? Cemetery. That is just wild looking. And then right behind it, the old cemetery. Okay. Yeah, it's a steep climb right there, isn't it? All right, now I'm coming down. Next stop. How pretty is that? Look at that, guys.
Imagine how many people walked on this.
Yeah, no doubt. A lot of people probably crossed this bridge over the years, ain't they?
Pretty place to have church.
Yes, it is.
And probably baptize people.
Yeah, I'd say there've been a lot of people baptized right there. I wouldn't doubt that a bit, Heather. I would not doubt that a bit. Up there's where the graveyard is. It's up there on the top of that.
It's hot too, by the way, people.
Yeah, it's about 85, something like that.
It's hotter when you're climbing a hill.
Yeah. That creek comes right down through the yard though. That's cool. It's also the road. Look at that old cabin, Heather.
Well, can you imagine when it was out here by itself?
Exactly.
You wake up in the morning and all this to yourself.
Yeah, wake up in the morning and chase the raccoons out of the kitchen. Start your day. Yeah. You can see where this room was added later, and you know, the original log house versus the newer section. The newer section, right? The newer section's 100 years old. The size of that block though, I think like 3 feet across. That is cool though, guys. Still a cool little spot we saw on the way back from another place. Check it out. Hertz Branch. H-U-R-T-S, Hertz. And there's a historic marker right here. The Leslie Settlement. This early permanent settlement in the Big Sandy Valley was named for the Revolutionary War veteran W.M. Robert Leslie from 1729 to 1802. Leslie moved to this site at Johns Creek circa 1790. His son Robert joined him, and shortly before his father's death, William and Robert are buried in separate plots on original settlement sites. That is really cool. And Elk Run Golf Course, and that's it up through that way. Pretty bridge and stuff. How cool is this? Just a beautiful little place. Look at that. Gorgeous. Wholesome country goodness right there, isn't it, guys? Beautiful place. We got a couple more we're going to stop and look at too. We saw on the way in. Just a little something else we happened to see as we were heading back out. Look at that. That's not even why we stopped here. I just thought that was cool too, the old tree. But that's not why we stopped. Right here is why we stopped. Hoping there's a date, there's a historic marker here. Yep. 1853. Look how pretty. Sitting on the old stones. Look at that. This is called Snively Chapel. Persons professing the Methodist faith were meeting on Johns Creek prior to 1832. On April 11th, 1853, land for a church was conveyed by deed of Martin and Sarah B. Leslie to trustees Thomas May, James Maynard, Samuel Mars, Allen Leslie, and Martin Leslie. The chapel was named for Reverend W.J. Snively, the circuit rider serving the church when it was built. Circuit rider, huh? I'm not sure exactly what that meant, if that meant like the church or... But how pretty is that? The steeple up top. 1853, guys. Look at that. Looks like it's still in use. Let's see if you can see inside. Oh yeah. Look at those. You can see the old original pews in there. Look at that. Handmade. Wow. Huh. That is cool. You never know what you run into out on a country road, do you? Look at that. 1853. Wow. Running into all kinds of cool stuff out here, ain't we? Well, we found the church. And we came down here for a reason, because John and his son were supposedly the ones who set the first log in up here at this church. But one little problem. As you know, we don't trespass. If it's gated, you know, we don't do that. But
we live in too small of a community to just be doing stuff like that without repercussions, you know. We start getting blocked from everything.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. This is some beautiful countryside, though, isn't it?
I did want to point out one thing, though. If you look at the sign.
Yeah.
It said that after John died, that they started doing services at his house and down by that beautiful creek we showed you the third Sunday of each month. And they still do that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, keep the tradition alive. That's cool.
Yeah. But I love this area. It kind of reminds me of like Virginia or the Allegheny Mountains area, which Kentucky is really beautiful. It really is.
Yeah,
it kind of gets a bad rap, but
yeah,
it's really a breathtaking state. And it's well kept. I won't talk about other states we've been in, but they're not all like that. Some are a little more feral.
A little more feral, huh? Well, guys, thank y'all for coming along. Hope you enjoyed our little trip back into yesteryear and some of the beautiful scenery out here today. Coming along, and on behalf of Heather and myself, this is Leo with the Hillbilly Files.
Happy birthday to me.
And
only once a year.
Happy birthday to Heather. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye. Hillbilly's out.
Hillbilly's out, guys. See y'all later.